from the universe perspective, the focus is the point. But you need to have something to focus on in order to create that focused energy. You get it? I was watching Abraham. I was just listening to a story with Abraham, and the lesson that I heard her talking about was that it was really interesting. It was that when you're identifying something that you want in life, like some achievement you want, some goal that you're trying to go after, or something, whatever. From the universe perspective, from the source energy perspective, from the God perspective, God doesn't care about your material things, right? The focus is the point. The focused energy is the point. That's the thing that God cares about. That's the thing that the universe cares about, is the energy. Because all it's energy. Everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. We know that's to be true. Ultimately, when you break down all the atoms, you get down to the heart of the atoms, what's underneath the neutrons and the protons and the electrons. It's energy, right? We know that. The material things are just the manifestation of, like, it's the physical representation of the way that the energy is flowing in our life. And what you're focusing on really doesn't matter, because the focus is the point. This is really interesting. This is a really interesting thought. What you're focusing on doesn't matter. The focus is the point. The fact that you're focusing is the point. Whatever you're focusing on, focus on that thing. That is the point. That is inherently the thing that's going to bring you whatever it is that you're focusing on. If your focus is split, then you're not going to get much of anything that you're focusing on, because your focus is split. The focused energy is what the universe is after, because that's the thing that expands the universe. So I remember a couple years ago I was producing a movie. It's the first time producing a movie. I produced a bunch of smaller journalism projects as a production manager before that, and that's what kind of gave me the confidence to produce a movie. And but I had two projects I was going to do that summer. I remember I was going to do produce a movie, and then I was going to also, when I wasn't producing the movie, I was going to I wanted to do a sales funnel project. I wanted to create 100 sales funnels and then see which ones worked. And then I realized really quickly, I was like, I don't think I can do both. I'm going to pick one. And I picked the movie. I'm so glad that I did. But that was a big choice. And I put all of my attention and energy into that movie, and it needed it. I was going to go to Budapest that summer as well for a conference, and I already bought my conference ticket. I already bought my Airbnb, and I had been saving up money for the plane ticket, and I ended up taking that money and investing it in the movie instead. The focus. I focused. I chose to focus on the movie, and then I had a movie, created a movie. The focus is the point. If the focus is the point, then what does any of this stuff matter? It doesn't. The material things that we think matter don't. They don't. And we know this to be true as well, because, like, what happens every time that you get them? Every time that you get the material thing that you think that you want, after you get it, you don't really care anymore. It's like playing a video game. I was having a conversation with my roommate about this. Every time you play a video game, you get in this moment of, like, oh, I really want to beat the game. At least whenever I play a video game, I get, like, obsessed with it. I get short-term obsessed. I remember I was playing Assassin's Creed a couple years ago, and I would go home. I would leave. I'd go home early to play the game, and then I'd stay up really late playing the game. And I was tired going into work because of it. But I was obsessed. I needed to play the game, and then I finally beat the game on accident, because I went into a mission I didn't realize was the last mission. But then the game, I beat the game as a result, and I went to the credit rolling sequence, and I was like, oh. Now what? It's like nobody cared. The game was over. The game was over. I beat the game. The game was over. Well, that's not fun. Like, it's not fun anymore. You beat the game. Once you beat the game's over. The fun part is playing the game. The fun part is the playing of the game, right? We know this. Come on, we know this. We know this to be true. That's the whole same. It's the same argument of like the journey is the destination. Everybody who says that's what they're saying. It's not about the destination. It's not about achieving the thing. It's about the process of achieving the thing. Okay, it's the same idea. But what's so interesting is that like nonetheless, you still need the destination. You still need the end of the game to be there in order for the playing of the game to happen. In order to play the game, you need to know that there is an end to the game. You need to know what the goal is, you know? You need to define what winning is. You need to define what you're going after. You need to define why you're going to focus. So coming back to what the Abraham was teaching is that the point of your focus, from the universe perspective, the focus is the point. But you need to have something to focus on in order to create that focused energy. You get it? You need to have something to focus on in order to create that focused energy. Because the energy is the important part. The powerful energy, the dedicated, like passionate, fiery energy. And that is what the universe wants. And our bodies and our minds, our hearts, our brains, this all works together to create. We're a battery of energy. We are a battery of energy, right? Think back to the Matrix, right? Might not be a pleasurable thought right now, but like think in the Matrix, humans are batteries. We are batteries to source energy. Don't think of it as a negative right now. Just think of it more as think of it as a positive. Think of it more like the Rick and Morty style. Like when they go up in Rick and Morty, when they go up to the galactic arcade and Morty plays the human life game, and in the game he sees his birth, he sees his adolescence, he gets married, he has a kid, and then he dies, all in the game. And then he wakes up and he's back in the galactic arcade, and he gets up and he's like, I had a wife. Think of it more like that, lighthearted, fun. We're playing the game of human life on Earth. It's okay. The universe that we're all contributing to, we're all just part of the universe, right? The universe wants to grow. The universe grows from our growth. Like the universe is constantly expanding, constantly learning new things. If our dedicated, focused energy, focused observer perspective right now here on planet Earth is the thing that expands the universe wants to expand more. Like the ethereal energy that is constantly growing, it wants to grow more, right? The way that it grows is through dedicated, focused energy. It grows through expanding our awareness of something. And in order for us to expand our awareness of a thing, we have to be en route to a thing. We have to learn new things in order. The only way that we learn new things is if we set out a goal, and then we work to achieve that goal. And then in the process of working to achieve the goal, we learn new things. It's the same thing that applies to getting a degree. You go to college, right? You go to college. The goal is the degree. The goal is the degree. At the end of the college degree, you get your college degree. But it's about the entire process in the middle. That's what going to college is about, and how you fill that time. That's your responsibility, right? I went to college, and I got a degree. I didn't do it traditionally. I kind of went for a couple of years, and I dropped out, and then I went and lived life, and then I went back to college, and I finished. And when I went back to college, I remember I had a completely different mindset. I was like, I'm going to go make college my bitch. Like, I went in with a plan. It's like, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to practice starting organizations, and I started 10 different organizations when I was in college. Like, I drilled. I practiced. In my time, I was in college for 2.5 years the second time. I was in college for 2 years and then 2.5 years. And in that 2.5 years, I became, I was one of the top student leaders in the college. I was sitting on the board with the most influential people in that city, minus the mayor, and but like the people who controlled the media. I was on that board. I was invited to the leadership development like workshops with all the other student leaders who had school funding. Like my organization had school funding. That didn't happen for most organizations. Like so, and that happened because I was like obsessed. I went in with a very specific. I went in to make college my bitch. That whole middle experience, I ruled, and and then I got my degree, and then it was done. And so but it was, if I didn't have that degree in mind at the end as the end goal, I would never have gone in to the learning experiences, to like the middle processes. We all need those middle you set the goal. The goal is what gets you in motion. It gets you in motion to doing the thing. It's what causes you to learn the things. That's where I was learning about how to start an organization, how you need to file paperwork in order to start a business. You need to file paperwork in order to open up a bank account. Writing a constitution, establishing culture, what your weekly activities are, how you get more engagement in your promotion along in the community. Speaking opportunities. How do you connect with other organizations? How do you create networking opportunities for people within your organization to connect with other people within organizations? How do you co-sponsor an event? How do you co-organize an event? How do you recruit? How do you keep people? How do you get people to pay to be part of your group? Like all these different things I had to go learn, and I wouldn't have learned that had I not been thrust into that environment with that commitment and that decision to go and learn these things, because I tried to start businesses and I'd failed, and I was like, I'm going to go practice in a safe zone where I can practice and fail and it's okay. That's exactly what I did. I'm grateful that I did that. That's what I went into college to get, but I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have a degree at the end point. The degree at the end point was not the point. The focus was the point. I remember that was a big reason why I went back. I remember wanting a professor to give me external deadlines. That was the thing I wanted. And that's why I enlisted in this startup intensive thing. And I got access to the space. I had access to this office space downtown. It was really nice. And that's where I built my business. That business failed. It's okay. But it nonetheless gave me a lot of what I wanted in that opportunity. Again, I needed that goal though. I liked having that external deadline, that external, the external motivation to guide me through the processes that I needed to go through in order to learn the things that I needed to learn. I don't remember, John Maxwell, he talks about how most people, Brian Tracy talks about this. Brian Tracy talks about how it's a rare breed. I think he threw out a quote, I think it was like 6%. I don't know where he pulled his statistic from, but it was he said 6% of people can actually operate well without supervision. The vast majority of us need supervision in order to be able to operate well. And that's okay. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. It's just an acknowledgement. Acknowledging we do better when someone is supervising us. Go figure. Even the mentors, the super successful people, they still have mentors. That's why, staying in that mode of learning. But you have to set that goal, go through the process of learning the thing that you need to learn in order to get the goal. But again, to circle back, the real purpose is the learning, is the focused energy. The energy that you dedicate into learning your thing, from the universe perspective, that's what the universe wants. It just wants that energy. It wants that focus. And the thing that you're focusing on is just the excuse to get you to focus. How does this work for everybody else? I don't know. If you are trying to do a bunch of things and you haven't done any of them, pick one. If you're trying to write a book and you're trying to be an actor, I remember different day. I remember the day when I was told that I should always have a plan B. And I remember when I was younger, I thought that's the stupidest thing in the world. How do you have a plan B? Plan B is planning for plan A to not work. And then I was taught otherwise, and I was taught, no, have a plan B, it's just whatever. Now, as I've gotten older, I've come to learn, I was right. Have a plan A. Focus on your plan A. Dedicate your plan A. But your plan A can include multiple streams of income to get to the point of a plan B, just in case things fail, right? In case that thing doesn't work, you've got another thing going on behind you, right? Well, how about just your plan A is to include multiple streams of income. So still plan A. I don't have a plan B. My plan is for my plan A to work, and my plan A is going to include multiple streams of income. The point of this talk is I just learned this lesson, that the point of focus is focus. The point of having a goal is to focus, because that's what the universe cares about. It cares about your focused energy. That's all it cares about. That's all the universe cares about. The universe cares about your focused energy. That's amazing. What a thought. What a thought. Your goals, the things that you would attract in your life, don't matter. They don't. They matter to you, and that's okay. It's okay. They matter to you. From the universe perspective, they don't matter. But they matter to you. And so, here's your thing. It's like a kid. It's like a parent with a kid. You know, like, if you've got a kid, and they want a toy, you don't really care. Maybe you don't really care. You don't really care. Them having the toy doesn't really affect you. But it makes them happy. And so you give them the thing that you just want to see them happy. You just want to see them experiencing the emotion of happiness. You just want to, well, the universe is the same way. The universe is the same way. The universe is our parent. God is our parent, right? Right? Come on. God is our parent. We're the sons of God. That's biblical. Son of man. Fucking, like, if we are just extensions of source energy, we're like the creations of source energy. We're made in God's image, right? We are creators. We are miniature creators, right? God wants to give us the thing that makes us happy, and whatever we're focused on, the emotion that we're putting out, God knows that when we came to planet Earth, we came on planet Earth to have fun. We came on planet Earth to experience a range of emotion. A whole roller coaster. The whole roller coaster is all part of the experience of human life, right? So when you focus on something, whether that is a thing that makes you mad, or a thing that makes you sad, or a thing that makes you happy, or love, or lust, or joyful, or passionate, or angry, or lethargic, or whatever, sick, it's all part of the human experience. And you, when you came down to planet Earth, you said you want to have a human experience. You want to create as a human. So universe is saying, if you're focused on something that makes you feel a certain way, makes you feel bad, universe is saying that's the thing that he wants to focus on. That's the thing that he wants in his life. And that's the thing that's going to make him happy, obviously, because that's what he's focusing on. Why would you focus on anything else if it didn't make you happy? If you didn't want it, you're just getting the thing that the universe is just giving you the thing that you want. The universe gives you everything that you want. Everything that you want that you focus on. What you focus on is what the universe is hearing you say that you want, and then the universe gives it to you. So if you don't like what you've got, stop focusing on it. Focus on what you want, and the universe will give it to you. It's like if you got a kid, and I was hearing a kid ask for McDonald's earlier today, and the parents were saying, no, we're not going to go to McDonald's. And the kid's like, I want to go to McDonald's. Parents are like, no, we're not going to go to McDonald's. The kid's like, I want to go to McDonald's. And finally the parents are like, all right, we're going to McDonald's. So, and then the kid got what he asked for because he asked for it, right? You asked for it enough. You put enough energy into it. He started to cry. So like, I want McDonald's. Parents are like, fine, we'll go to McDonald's. What you focus on, you're the kid in this experience of life. Universe is your parent. If you say, I want this, or if you say, I don't want to be cheated on, universe is just hearing cheated on. We know this, come on, we know this, the law of attraction 101. But that's how this works though. The universe just hears your focused energy. What is the thing that's causing you to focus? The idea of cheating? And so when you focus, it's like you're creating like a bridge. You're creating like a stream connecting that event to your experience of consciousness. Again, when you focus and you say like cheated on, oh, I don't want that thing. I don't want that thing, and you're putting energy into it, the universe is just seeing energy towards that thing. And it bridges the gap. You just bridge the gap to that thing coming into your experience. So the universe wants your focus. So what you focus on, you get. Strangest Secret. Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. You get or you become whatever you think about most of the time. Well, here's why. That's why. The universe wants your focus energy. So focus. That's the whole point. What you're focusing on doesn't matter. The fact that you're focusing is what matters.